Hello, everyone. Welcome back to English Woke Corner. I'm so happy you're here with us today.
Hey there, it's a beautiful day, and I already had 2 cups of coffee, so I'm ready to teach some English.
Ha! 2 cups? No wonder you're talking so fast already. But that's okay, because today's lesson is about something really simple and really useful.
That's right. Today we're going to learn short English sentences for beginners. Small sentences, big results.
By the end of this video, you will be able to make your own short, easy sentences in English without stopping to think for 5 minutes.
So tell us in the comments, where are you watching from today? We love reading your comments.
And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to English Woke Corner so you never miss a lesson.
All right, let's not wait anymore. Let's jump right into it.
Okay, so let's start with the most important idea. A short English sentence usually has 3 parts: subject plus verb plus object. That's it. Subject, verb, object.
Wait, that sounds like grammar class.
Don't worry, it's not scary at all. No, not at all. Think of it like a small sandwich. The subject is the bread on one side, the verb is the filling, and the object is the bread on the other side.
I love that. Okay, let me give some examples. I like coffee. She reads books. We eat lunch. He drives a car. They watch movies.
See? Each one is short, but it's a full sentence. You don't need long words to speak good English.
Exactly. And you know what? My mom always says short sentences the same way. Like, I want tea. Not, I would like to request a cup of tea, please. Just, I want tea.
That's so true. In real life, people don't talk like a textbook, they talk simple.
Okay, quick question for you, Speaker One. Can you make a short sentence about your day?
Sure, I woke up early. See? Subject, verb, and then a small detail.
Nice one. Now, let's talk about the negative form. If you want to say no in a short sentence, you just add don't or doesn't.
Right. I don't like coffee. She doesn't read books. We don't eat lunch. He doesn't drive. Easy changes. Same short structure.
And for the past, we just changed the verb a little. I liked coffee yesterday. She read a book last night. Still short, still simple.
You don't need to add extra words. Just change one part, and the sentence still works.
Okay, now here's a fun one for you watching at home. Can you make 3 short sentences about your breakfast this morning? Try it out loud right now.
Yes, say it out loud. Even if nobody is listening, your mouth and your brain need the practice.
All right, let's do a quick summary. Short sentences use subject, verb, and object. Keep it small. Add don't or doesn't for negative. And practice saying them out loud every day.
Now that we know the basic structure, let's build on that. Because short sentences are not just for statements, they are also great for asking questions.
Ooh, yes, questions. This is where a lot of beginners get a little confused, but it's actually simple once you see the pattern.
For a short question, we usually move the helping word to the front. Like, do you like tea? Does she work here? Are you hungry? Is he ready?
Let me give a real life example. Imagine you meet a new friend at a coffee shop. You could say, do you come here often? Short, natural, friendly.
Or imagine you're at work and your coworker looks tired. You could ask, are you okay? Just 3 words, but it shows you care.
Now, here's the difference between formal and informal. In a formal setting, like a job interview, you might say, could you tell me about your experience? But with a friend, you just say, what do you do?
Right. Both are short, but the feeling is different. One sounds polite and professional, the other sounds relaxed and friendly.
Let's do a quick practice. I'll say a sentence and you turn it into a question. Ready? You like pizza.
Do you like pizza? Easy.
Perfect. Try another one. Everyone watching. Turn this into a question. She works at a bank.
And pause the video if you need more time to think. That's totally fine.
Now, let's talk about 3 quick tips. First, always keep your question words at the beginning, like what, where, or when. Second, don't forget the helping verb, like do, does, or is. Third, practice with real situations, not just random words.
I really love tip number 3. Instead of memorizing a list, imagine yourself at the grocery store, or at school, or on the phone. Then make short questions about that moment.
For example, at the grocery store, you might ask, "Where is the milk?" Short and useful.
And if you're on the phone with a friend, you might say, "Are you free tonight?" Again, short and natural.
All right, everyone, here's your homework. Write one short question in the comments below. We really want to see what you come up with.
Yes, please write it. It helps you practice and it helps us know what to teach next.
Okay, let's review. Short questions move the helping verb to the front. Formal and informal questions can both be short. And always connect your practice to real situations from your own life.
Now, let's look at another way we use short sentences, and that's for giving simple instructions or requests.
Oh, this is super useful, especially when you're traveling or shopping or even just talking to your kids at home.
Exactly. For instructions, we often just use the verb at the beginning, like sit down, open the door, call me later, wait here.
See? No subject needed at all sometimes. Just the action, straight and clear.
But if you want to be more polite, you add a small word like please, or you change it into a question. Please sit down. Or could you open the door?
Here's a real example. Imagine you're at a restaurant and the waiter is walking by. You could say, "Excuse me, one more menu, please." Short, polite, and it works perfectly.
Or if you're at the airport and you need help, you could say, "Where is gate 5?" Just 4 words, but it gets you exactly what you need.
Now let's talk a little about tone. If you say, "Give me that," it can sound rude. But if you say, "Can I have that, please?" it sounds much softer and kinder.
This is such an important tip. Even short sentences carry feeling. Your tone and your word choice change how people understand you.
So here's a small trick. When you're not sure if something sounds polite, just add please at the end. Or start with could you or can I.
Let's practice together. Imagine you're asking someone to close the window. How would you say it politely?
Could you close the window, please? See? Still a short sentence, but it sounds warm and respectful.
Now, try saying that sentence out loud right now, wherever you are watching this video.
Yes, say it with a smile, even. Your voice will sound friendlier automatically.
One more example. If you're at a friend's house and you're thirsty, you might say, "Can I get some water?" Short, direct, and totally normal to say.
Great examples. Let's do a fast structural review. For instructions, start with the verb. For polite requests, add please or use could you or can I. And always remember your tone matters just as much as your words.
Okay, now let's be honest with everyone. We make mistakes too, even after all these years of teaching English.
Oh, definitely. I still sometimes mix up my words when I'm speaking fast. It happens to everyone.
So let's go through some common mistakes beginners make with short sentences and how to fix them.
Mistake number 1, forgetting the helping verb in questions. Someone might say, "You like coffee?" instead of, "Do you like coffee?"
The wrong version might be understood, but it's not correct grammar. The right way keeps that small helping word do, does, or did.
Mistake number 2, using two verbs together without a connector. Like saying, "I want go home," instead of, "I want to go home."
This one is really common. The little word to connects the two verbs, and a lot of learners forget it.
Mistake number 3. Forgetting to change do to does with he, she, or it. People say, he don't like tea, but it should be, he doesn't like tea.
Why is this wrong? Because in English, he, she, and it need the special form does or doesn't, while I, you, we, and they use do or don't.
Mistake number 4. Using long, complicated words when a short word works better. Like saying, I am experiencing hunger, instead of just, I'm hungry.
That one always makes me laugh. Nobody talks like that in real conversation. Keep it simple, keep it natural.
Let's practice fixing these. I'll say a wrong sentence, and you give me the correct one. Ready? She don't drink milk.
She doesn't drink milk. Got it.
Perfect. Try this one at home, everyone. Fix this sentence. I want to eat pizza.
And remember, these mistakes are totally normal. Even native speakers make mistakes sometimes. The important thing is that you keep trying.
Absolutely. Nobody learns a language perfectly from day one. Every mistake is actually a step forward, not backward.
So please, don't feel embarrassed. We've all been there, and we're all still learning something new every day.
That's the spirit. Mistakes are proof that you're actually practicing, and that's the most important part.
All right, now it's time for our favorite part. Choose the correct sentence. Let's see how sharp your English ears are today.
Here's situation 1. A. She like music. B. She likes music. Which one is correct?
If you said B, you're right. Remember, with she, we add an S to the verb.
Situation 2. A. Do you want tea? B. You want tea? Which sounds more correct and natural?
A is the better choice because it includes that helping word do at the front.
Situation 3. A. He doesn't likes coffee. B. He doesn't like coffee. Which one is right?
B is correct. Once we use doesn't, the main verb goes back to its simple form without the extra S.
Situation 4. A. Can I have water, please? B. Give me water. Both are short, but which one sounds more polite?
A sounds much kinder, right? Same idea, softer tone.
Situation 5. A. I am liking this song. B. I like this song. Which one sounds more natural?
B, definitely. Some verbs like, want, and need usually don't use the ing form in everyday talk.
Great job if you got those right. Now, say each correct sentence out loud one more time, just to build that muscle memory.
Yes, speaking out loud really helps your brain remember faster than just reading silently.
And here's your challenge. Create 2 of your own short sentences right now and say them out loud to yourself, or even to someone in the room with you.
Don't worry about being perfect. Real conversation is about connection, not perfection.
So true. Even if your grammar isn't 100% perfect yet, people will still understand you, and that's what matters most.
Wow, what a great lesson today. We covered so much about short English sentences, and I hope you feel more confident now.
Let's remember our 3 main points. First, short statements use subject, verb, and object. Second, short questions move the helping verb to the front. Third, short instructions and requests can be polite with words like please and could you.
You did amazing today just by watching and practicing with us. Every small step brings you closer to speaking English naturally.
So here's a question for you to think about. What short sentence will you try to use today, in real life, with a real person?
Make sure to like this video, share it with a friend who's also learning English, and leave a comment telling us your favorite sentence from today.
And of course, subscribe to English Woke Corner so you never miss another lesson like this one.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today. Keep practicing, keep smiling, and keep speaking.
See you next time, dear viewers.